All right, so you guys may have heard of these things called passport bros. Basically, a passport bro is the lowest form of scum, subhuman life that exists on this planet. This is a true thing, true story. These full-grown men, these full-grown adults from America, UK, Australia, they take all their money and their status and their passports and they go prey on economically underprivileged women in Latin America, Asia, and they use their money and their status to manipulate, to prey on these poor women. As a matter of fact, the women don't even like them. They just use them for their passport, for their money, and it's all a facade. And these guys are so pathetic, they couldn't even get laid. They can't even get girls in their local dating market who might earn a similar money to them, so they prey on the economically underprivileged women of these third world countries. Okay, so I hear this argument all the time, and it's complete and utter nonsense. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a reaction video today. The dating coach named David Messin, I believe is how you pronounce his name, David Messin. And by the way, this is not a hit piece. I love this guy. I would love to meet this guy. This guy's super cool. I respect him. Matter of fact, when you're done watching the video, his info is in the description of mine. Go click over to his page and go follow him. What he has to say about passport bros.
If you're a man and you live in the US and you want to find the right girlfriend or wife, you may have been confronted with this idea of passport bros. What are passport bros? Passport bros is this idea that full-grown adults travel to Latin America or other places in the world, perhaps it's Europe, because they believe it's easier there to find the right woman, perhaps with conservative values. Let me tell you something that's an absolutely nonsensical idea, because I've seen it over the years with clients from 32 countries who've come to me after they've tried nonsense like that. Because if you can't hold a frame in a conversation, if you can't create attraction in an interaction with a lady in Connecticut, in New York, in LA, then you definitely won't be able to do that in Mexico City either. Now, you might get the white guy bonus, where the initial attraction might be better, because you can travel to other countries, it's going to get easier. Because
I'm going to rewind that. He says, just because you can travel, it doesn't get easier.
So don't just think that just because you can travel to other countries, it's going to get easier. Because you have to understand that
he said a bunch of things here, right? If you can't hold a masculine frame, if you don't understand female psychology, basically it doesn't get any easier going overseas. Brother, my friend, love you to death. But listen, that is just complete nonsense. I have seen the biggest simps in a world get off of a plane and own it in another dating market. They have zero masculinity. They don't work out. They're not good looking. They're maybe in their mid-40s. That is why we have passport bros. If it wasn't easier in foreign dating markets, if the women weren't better as well, it's two things, right? They're easier to obtain because they're more traditional. They have better values. Their standards are lower, so they're easier to obtain, and they're better women. If that wasn't true, we wouldn't have passport bros to begin with. And, again, this guy's kind of, shitting on the idea of dating foreign women that are dating, women not from your own country. And again, I love this guy. That's not a hit piece. Follow him on Instagram. He is a good dating coach for the most part. He's just a little misguided here. But this kind of shitting on passport bros, David Messin, this is his girlfriend. She's Brazilian. This is a German guy. I believe he lives in Dublin. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. He's being awkward on purpose, by the way, for the sake of the video. He has a Brazilian girlfriend. So, dude, how are you going to be a German dude from a country with, extremely masculine, logical, unfeminine, and, in my opinion, unattractive German women? Then you go to Ireland. You're not even picking up Irish girls there. You go to Germany. I mean, dude, you did the same thing. You left your home country and you found a Brazilian girl. Again, I think his comeback would be like, oh, but I didn't meet her in Brazil. I didn't go to Brazil to meet her. Still, bro, she's not Irish. She's not German. She doesn't come from like one of these masculine Western countries where men complain about the women. And, oh, you have to leave your own country, bro. I mean, me specifically in my personal situation, my resume speaks for itself. Good friends and been offered jobs or networked or whatever in some fashion, earned the respect and the accolades from all the top dating coaches in the world from at least around, the heyday of pickup, the 2012 to 2014 era. Todd B dating, RSD Tyler, all these guys even met and gamed with Mystery, the old school guys. I have all the resumes and all the proof in the world to prove that I'm competent at picking up women in the U.S. And so do a lot of other guys, but they just don't like American women. Why would you mine for gold in an area that ain't got no gold when you could just go mine for gold in an area where there is gold? Even my good friends, Myron Gaines, so, Fresh and Fit podcast, Myron Gaines, 6'4", super good looking guy, got one of the biggest podcasts in the world, household name in Miami. Everybody knows this guy. His girlfriend is from Venezuela. Sure, he met her in Miami, but his long-term relationship is not with an American girl. Same thing with Fresh Prince CEO. He does not date Miami girls. Cool, he might date American girls. A lot of times they're foreigners, actually. So he primarily dates foreigners and girls from small towns in America. He does not date these Miami girls, and he can. Fresh Prince CEO can. His sexual market value is through the roof. It's not necessarily that these passport bros can't get laid in their home countries. It's that they don't want to. They don't want masculine women. So he goes on to, but just, playing it by the odds, blah, 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 blah. There's just so many women. It's right around here, right?
It's female. Okay, there's 150 million women. 10% of them are in the right age group for you. That's 15 million. There's 15 million women in the US alone.
15 million women. Cool story, bro. If you're a woman in 1950s Saudi Arabia and you're looking for a man that is a full-blown male feminist in Saudi Arabia in 1950, what are the odds you're going to find that? Same thing. If you're just not an ultra-high value guy, sure. If you're 6'5", millionaire jack, super good looking, super wealthy, sure. Stay in America, you can find those few exceptions. What are the odds that your sexual market value, you're a very average guy, you make 60 grand a year, you're 5'9", and you're in average shape? What are the odds in the US that you're going to find what you're looking for? A beautiful, feminine, sweet, caring girl that actually knows how to treat you well, that actually knows how to cater to her man, that actually has that soft, feminine, giving, nurturing, caring energy, that doesn't have her standards absolutely through the roof. Your odds are basically zero. And like I said, bro, like David Messin, love you guy, love you buddy, love you to death, but you did it yourself. You're dating a Brazilian girl. So same thing, right? If you are a guy in Iceland and all you want to date is black chicks, it just doesn't make any sense to stay within Iceland. So I just wanted to address this real quickly again. Follow this guy. I'm going to be coming out with guides about my favorite countries to visit soon. You guys know that I live in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I recently used to live in Medellin, Colombia. And I don't take the passport bro thing lightly, man. I mean, I put out a video recently. It's like, 2 or 3 uploads before this one where I talk about the dark side of being a passport bro. Like the 30-second, summary of that video is it can be extremely lonely. You have to learn a new language. A lot of times you have to deal with a lot of low IQ people and a lot of frustrations. You're constantly confused. You don't understand things. Crime, safety. There's a lot of disadvantages to being a passport bro, but if finding a loving, caring, sweet girlfriend for a long-term relationship is your biggest priority in life, you're crazy to stay in the Western world. Again, unless you're one of these ultra high value guys. But if you're, a balding ginger with a fucked up hair, that's actually called a hair transplant. I'm going to have, beautiful hair in 2 months. But at least before, I was super balding. And look at that little baby bicep. Look at that little baby bicep coming along. The beaches are that way. Like, if you're not this ultra, like, if you're like me, right, and you're just, a middle-aged white guy, not super good looking, and I'm not, and a lot of you guys think I'm super rich. I'm not super rich, at least at the time of this video. Hopefully, if you're watching this 2 years down the road, that has changed. But I'm not super rich. I'm not super tall. I'm not super good looking. I don't have, particularly big arms at all or anything like that. They're coming along, and I can get women in the U.S. It's not like saying that I can't. Again, there's this misconception that, it's all because you can't get women. It's a combination of, yes, they are more difficult to deal with. Their standards, are, more entitled and they're higher, but it's also that we generally don't want them. So listen, if you guys want to be a passport bro, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And this guy, David Messin, I swear to God, this was not meant to come off as a hit piece. I just wanted to point out a little bit the logical fallacies, the fact that, he's kind of shitting on the passport bros movement. Yet you married or girlfriend, whatever, you wifed up a Brazilian girl, bro. Doesn't matter where you met her, she's still Brazilian. You can take the girl out of Brazil. She still has the feminine characteristics, the culture that we all look for. So I don't understand how you're going to, be negative on passport bros. But again, this guy's a good dating coach. It's his channel, David Messin. He's not huge on YouTube, but he's massive on Instagram. He has something like 637K followers. I want you guys to all follow him. I want to see his, I want to see his subscribers jump after I upload this. This guy is a good dating coach. I would love to meet this dude. This dude is so cool. I think he has a girlfriend now. I'd love to pick up a man with me, in Brazil or sometime. But anyway, this was just a quick rant. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, that is where my best advice is. I don't give my best, most nerdy advice and case studies here on YouTube. You guys are missing out. My Instagram is RedbeardRants1. And if you guys want my ultimate guide to photography for succeeding in today's dating market, DM me the word photography on Instagram. Okay, that is all for today, guys. Much love. Peace.